Okay.
I think we right now, right? Yeah, I think we good. Connections back on. Yeah, I was trying some other stuff before. Maybe that's what it was. But you know, we back in. We can't. We back in business. For the ladies, 195 pounds of beef, curly hair, chinky eyes, and gold teeth. Messing with this, yes, stud, you need practice. I'm leaving floods of blood on your mattress. I'm rolling in the top, then it down to mold it. I fill in your three holes just like bowling. Don't ask me what the price is, but it's more than your battery operated devices. What's up, Lee? Olay from Paris. Hey, man. Long distance. What's up, baby? I love technology. You see how we can say, you know what I'm saying? What's up? Such far distance away. But yeah, I'm just checking up. I'm just checking up. 24K Classic. Thank you. Yeah. You got to go check out Chain Reaction, too. Chain Reaction is, it's got some heat in there. But the missing link, that one coming up, that's going to be extra special. Yeah, gonna be special. Yo, my catalog is just, I got a big ass catalog, man. I know a lot of y'all know was go to 24K, but that's such a long time ago. That was in what, year 2000? It never came out. But somehow, you know, it's still the last thing that I ever had to serve people because it was the promotion. You know, Atlantic Records, it was a major label. You know, the videos was out there. You know, the machine was behind me. You know what I'm saying? Salute, bonjour, 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 my friend. Bonjour, is that French? Bonjour. Daniel Negron, what's up? I discovered you off the books. Yeah, nah, my entrance, and you know, I was playing with the big boys at the time. Remember, that's when everything was good. So the major labels, you know what I'm saying? It's done different. Even though I'm independent, I've been independent for a minute. It's the machinery that you need behind you. You know what I'm saying? With a major label, they have staff. You know what I'm saying? That they they play different positions, and it's you know, they work as a team. So that's called the machine. From the A&R to the marketing, you know, they got different departments that when they kick in, you know what I'm saying, you could feel out there like the major, it's a major impact um on different departments. What about you? You know, when it comes to promoting, um, they set up the interviews for you. You know what I'm saying? They already got the list, you know, and they'll just send you there as an artist. You know, that's your work. That's the workload. You go out there, you promote your album. So that's the difference. You know, so when you're independent, you either got to rent those kind of departments out with the people that just do that certain type of job, and then you got to go to different, you know, saying different departments to get the whole, you know, saying from the distribution to the marketing to the social media now. You know, marketing really is social media, but that's where your money goes. So you have to have that bread, you know, that bread. You have to have that team. That's why I was talking about team. Fan, you handy around the house. I need I need advice to fix it. I'm not handy around nothing. But you know, I was just talking to my peoples. Yeah, we become MacGyvers. If you don't know who MacGyver was, then you won't understand. But MacGyver was like a TV show back in the days, sitcom of a dude that just makes everything up. Like he doesn't have a hair blower, and he'll take a piece of gum, a little fan from a motor, and he'll invent it. So that's when I say MacGyver. Like when it's, you know, you put me to a thing, I could use some of my common sense to make it happen. But I can't fix nothing. I think of being a gang stalked. Do you have any advice? I think I'm being gang stalked. Gang stalked. I don't know what you're talking about. Gang stalked. I mean, I don't know what you're saying. You know. But you gotta stand up. You gotta stand up. Sometimes, to me, it's better early than later. Someone follow me home today. Oh, are you a woman or you a girl or a dude? Skibbity, skibbity. I'm not even listening to you. You got a name like Skibbity Poops, Skibbity Poop, Skibbity Poop. Dude, and you gotta handle your business, my brother. You gotta make a stand for yourself. You gotta let them know not to, not to do that. You know, make it real powerful too, so they can get the message across. Not to mess with you, but anyway, that's something you learn coming up in the hood. And I can't give you advice for that because if something crazy happens, that'd be me, be my fault. So just when you're a man, you know how to walk around, you know how to stand up for yourself. So I bank that you understand that if you're a real individual. Hey man, how's your week going? Yeah, you got interrupted. What's going on with that? Interruptions? Yeah, you got interrupted. What's going on with that? Interruptions? That was strange. As soon as see, skibbity boop. Like y'all dropping bombs on me. What are y'all doing here? What are y'all doing? What happened to you, Scrap? You was on. You was the man, homie. Manuel, you don't gotta face default. So I know you're trolling. You know what happened to me. She's in the stories. How many times I gotta tell you the story? But we at work, baby. Don't worry. You don't get to see my face over and over again and get tired of me, maybe. And you could say, damn, yo, you're getting too much shine. How about that? Tell you keep going to different lives. Like you just go online and search on how you fix it. Exactly. Listen to Rayona. Rayona Thomas. That's right. Salute Manuel Torres. All right, all love, man. But put a default there so we can know that talking to somebody. You know what I'm saying? Because trolls tend to look, they be gassing me too. I be catching me sometimes. I be reading y'all, trying giving y'all what y'all want, and I still answer it. But I'll be on my topic. I'm just checking right now because I was with S1 earlier. Yeah, I seen it. It was like all messed up. So I'm just doing my checkup. Everything good, mamas. Everything good. Chilling. My mornings and my nights. So yeah. Today I woke up like a 6. Disgusting. Disgusting. You know. Yeah. See, I just forgot that I had this though. You're out of here, Jackie Baloney Fuller. There you go. That's how weird I am. Now who's the weird one by themselves? Wishing they was in here. Yeah, I'm from Paris. Going to see Avatar now. You're going to see Avatar the movie? That's nice. Avatar is Avatar is that movie. The second part, I ain't like it more than the first. Cuba Ricanator, Cuban Ricanator. Okay, Cuban, you need security. I got a vest. I'm staying at the shelter. The 30th. Yeah, you in the shelter? How you got a vest? How you got a vest? They letting you in with vests now in the shelter? I'm good, baby. I'm good. I'm good. I actually thinking about Punch Fam the other day. Yeah, I think about them every day. I think about them every day, man. You know, that's how it be, man. Harlem love. Yeah, man, Harlem love all day. Bad Bunny or something Fat Joe never supported. Um, well, I notice it now. Another Beluga never supported it. He just wanted to be the obsolete. He wanted to be number one. You know what I'm saying? You want even Pun. He hated against Pun because he wanted to be number one. That's why people. I've been seeing some new kids like some YNs that are reviewing songs. They was reviewing. I forgot the name of the. I wrote on the platform too. That reviewed the I ain't You Ain't a Killer, uh, and they reviewed Beware, and they was like they never heard of Big Pun. They like doing it for the first time, and their reaction was priceless. Like their reaction when they heard them lyrics, you know what I'm saying? Finally, like then I locked the gate. Oh man, like I enjoyed it because it was like, some virgin shit, like balls too. But I'm saying it was like, you know what I'm saying? Like young kids that didn't heard my brother, like they didn't hear the lyricism he was packing. So when they were stopping every line and go, wow, did he really say that? That was so satisfying. You know what I'm saying? And it's dope. It's dope. Uh so some people to this day, some young kids, like the new generation, they really haven't heard pun. You know what I'm saying? And that was by design. I was telling you from back in the days. You know what I'm saying? He was trying to do the Xerxes to me and Pun. You thought it was bad for me. Maybe, he was probably in the right trying to do me, like trying to erase me from the history books. You know, some people might agree with that because I was the enemy. But to do it to Pun, where people don't really, you know what I'm saying? When he had the Pun catalog and he wasn't putting Pun out there, he was really shutting it up. So and he was coming out with albums so he could promote his. It's crazy. It's really crazy, right? Now you see the actual aftermath. And I was trying to warn that. I was putting it in the air. I was like, yo, he was even trying to erase Pun out the history books with the way he was doing Pun's business, uh, as far as like, you know, putting his music out and still being relevant in his catalog and using the catalog right, you know. Um, but yeah, I mean, to his credit, he kept working. He kept putting albums out. But the more he put albums out and all of that, the more people knew about the Fat Joe guy and coming this era. And he put his work in. He got like 8, 9 albums. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that was definitely something that I knew he was doing. So when I see the backlash now, as far as like the new generation is, it's like really doing like reviews on pun songs on the Capital Punishment album and things like that. Like they didn't really know. So that means something went on with the marketing part. You know what I'm saying? And he's gonna blame it on, of course, probably Pun's wife, but she got the catalog back in 2016, so she's doing what she's doing with it. But you know, um, you know what I'm talking about? Ice, ice, baby. All right, you getting out of here? Yeah, Big Pun. All right, not was all right. Not top 10. You believe that if you want to. You asked the top. I mean, you got to go check. You got to do your homework. You know what I'm saying? Before you say that, you probably just heard the name. You probably just heard the songs that he got out and on a radio. But go do your real math and go check out songs like Beware. Go check out songs like You Ain't a Killer. Uh, you know, Punisher, Punish Me. Like, and I'm talking about just lyricism and song format. You know what I'm saying? Go check out them songs from Capital Punishment on to Yeah Baby, and then his features. You know what I'm saying? Go check that out, and then you really debate that. You know what I'm saying? What you got to say over here? Let me hear. Let me say, if you have not managed to reach a solid fan base now, that should tell you a lot. Meaning, you and your team has not done the right thing. 100% to a point. And also, by you and your team adding you into the division of the FBA and Latinos, it has ruined your own strong connection with the Latinos. Hey, the truth hurts. Sorry, it's not my fault. I don't understand where I ever played my Latinos. My name is Cuban Link. I'm really from Cuba. I'm from Pudo. So when I came in the game, I represented hip hop. First of all, was it introduced to me by black culture? 100,000%. Did I do my homework and check out who was the first pioneers and uh, who actually influenced other people, like the beginning, the founding fathers? It was black people. It was black Americans. You know what I'm saying? So what is the problem with saying the truth? I'm never taking nothing away from my Latino brothers. My Latino brothers uplifted the culture when they got the baton. They took it and they put it with their own flavor, our own flavor, and we advanced the culture. So I don't know what's wrong with that. You can't give props to the actual the founders and the creators. You can't. That tells everything about yourself. Me, I just that's the truth, man. I know how to salute. I know how to salute the creators. You know what I'm saying? That's the difference. That's unity at the end of the day, if you know what I'm saying. It's not the unity how you want it to be unified. Like, you know what I'm saying? You got to give props to props is due. You got to give the truth the light it deserves. And you got to give merit to those who started it. That's it. You know what I'm saying? It takes nothing away from you or us. When we picked up that baton, phew, we took it to the next level and we added our spices and flavors to it. And they welcomed us in. They welcomed us in. So give love to that, man. I understand. I understand y'all. Yeah. Y'all just take a narrative and make a false narrative and try to run with it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's the truth. It's the problem. Black and brown always been together, always been. And we invented things that, you know what I'm saying? They gotta kneel down and salute and bow down and show us love. And they have done that. So I don't understand how bad or hard it is to give it back to our own brothers and sisters. I don't understand. If we're brothers and sisters at the end of the day, like y'all claim it. Or y'all like that division. Y'all like the separation. Y'all do the devil's work. I don't understand. So that's my take on it. Eso no es duro hacer, papi. O, oíste. Eso es de corazón, de verdad. You know what I'm saying? I don't think anyone is worse than Afro Latino. I don't know. I don't know what y'all talking about right there. Worse? Or has it worse than Afro? It's not even about has it worse. Listen, we in America. You talking to a dude that came from a communist country where he had no freedom. I still remember that. So when I came to this country, it's to get that freedom of speech, get that freedom to do and become whatever you want, get that chance to do and go up in the social class. That's what America has. You go to any other country out in the world, you ain't gonna get that chance. So maybe I know that more than y'all that was born here. You know what I'm saying? Got caught up with that American mentality of that racism, which is racism everywhere. But over here, you got a chance. You know what I'm saying? I never blame that on whatever happened to me. I always know, yo, we could become whatever we want if we just vision envision it and go hard on it. You know, go hard in the paint to make it happen. This is the country to make it happen in. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, this country was had the worst in racism and all of that. Yes. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, this is America, man. Uh, and like I said, it's always this. How you looking at the glass? Half empty or half full? A lot of people look at it like half empty, like all the time. Like if you look at life like that, you look at America like that, you always gonna come up short. It's gonna go down. The water's gonna go all the way out to the bottom. But if you look at it half full, then you're gonna put extra water in, build it up, and you keep progressing. You know what I'm saying? You keep progressing. We all humans, man. You know, and it came a long way from slavery to now. It's a long way America has in its hands. Like I said, I come from a you ain't no communism ain't no joke when it comes to that. So racism, you know what I'm saying, is one thing, but you got communism where it's no color barrier. You just get told what to do, and you could only become but a mere something of what you really are, what your talent. The government takes over that and tells you everything and just holds you for ransom really against the other countries. But my goal is always unity. You know what I'm saying? But we gotta start by the truth is a main tool that we gotta use to recognize and to give props to whoever you know what I'm saying it is that we need to give props to and to know that we're together in this. And that division will sure enough go to unity in my view. But we gotta accept things, you know. Mm, you're an artist. An artist ain't supposed to get involved in division. What are you talking about? Everybody gets nowadays. Everybody get involved in the division movement, and it's not division. It's actually unity. It's just if you know and you're sure and you're proud of your people, black people. I'm part black. What are you talking about? I'm Spaniard. I'm black. I'm Indian. My black part is down with black Americans, with black Africans. It's universal with it. If we could relate you know what I'm saying, as human beings, it's how you think too. You know what I'm saying? You can't be over there calling me a spick and all of this and throwing some race and I'm gonna be with you. I will try to enlighten you and see how much common we got instead of how different we are. Yeah, that's me. But some people you can't change their mind, and they got a narrative. They got a thing that they're doing because they either gaining from that separation, that division. They want that to happen. The devil works like that. They get paid off of it. It's incentives to be divided. You know what I'm saying? The devil gives out incentives for those to divide. You know, God's reward when unifying is this love, is the unity, is the working together, is to when people work together, we build great things. It's been shown throughout the past. And the truth is the truth. Why are you so mad? Why are you so mad? And hip hop music when I came was black. my- It was black American or black Caribbean. You know what I'm saying? When I came in, DJ the Hercs and the people that was rocking, the Melly Mel's. Those were dudes that I got inspired me. The Cool G Raps, the Big Daddy Kanes. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I can't. No matter how much I love my brother Mellow Man Ace, and he put that flag up, you know what I'm saying? And Mr. Chick, they put that flag up for for Latinos in the beginning, you know what I'm saying? The story of hip hop, as far as being Cuban, and then Mr. Chick did it for the Boricuas. He had to give props to his black American friends that gave him a job and gave him the shot to get on the team and start spitting lyrics with him. So it goes back to the black man. You know what I'm saying? The black woman. So at the end of the day, there's a black culture. What is the problem with that? I don't understand. Now, did they make a mark? Those special Spanish guys that ever touched the mic or the wheels of steel that was coming up in hip hop? Of course we did, and we salute them. And that's the part. When you try to take credit for something that you already know yourself, like you do your history, it's like, all right, if you travel back far enough with the story, it ends up with a black American or a black, Caribbean dude. But it doesn't matter. Like hip hop, when I came, had no color, and I was invited in because it had no color. It was about unity. It was about music. It was about enjoying yourself. That's where I come from. So that's where my answer comes from when I say, this is black culture, and nobody that's Latino should have a problem with that. No, that's just the truth. It's only those that got something to gain, or what I'm saying, or it's at war with certain part of the black Americans that they want the, what I'm saying. I don't understand. I don't understand that. I'm as simple as my experience was. You know, and even when it got complicated, when you do your research, some within the people that was there, the main characters that was on top of the game at the time, it goes back. Follow it. It goes back to to a black brother doing his thing, and then somebody getting inspired and taking it to the next level. You know, it is what it is. You know, still on in that. Ain't nobody fuck what color you are. Ain't nobody fucking with me lyrically. I say it like that. How's that? You want to challenge me? You know what I'm saying? I'm Cuban. It's a refugee. You know what I'm saying? Started. I'm Americanized now, but you know what I'm saying? I love hip hop that much that I put my all into it when I do it. Song making, format, lyricism, you know, originality. You know, that's what I'm talking about. You know, and in my mind, black and brown all day, and even with the white folks earned to keep in hip hop. So whether it was the business trying to promote it that they did deals with to advance hip hop in the business level, where it came even to renting out the spots and having the DJ summits and parties. At the end of the day, all the colors have to get together to create hip hop and let it be what it is right now. You see that? Teamwork is what made that work. You know what I'm saying? The love for hip hop, love for the music, the believe in the music, and the dance, and the graffiti, and all of that. I just seen something actually where Big Daddy Kane was in Arsenio Hall show. I don't know if y'all seen that. And Arsenio asks him because before he got on Arsenio and did his performance. After the performance, Arsenio sat him down on the couch and asked him, yeah, it was something that happened before Kane got on and performed because Arsenio had already decorated and he had paid people to do the background on the stage he was going to perform in the Arsenio Hall show, and he had graffiti, right? And he had the whole graffiti. He did a whole graffiti type of entrance or presence, and he was going to have Kane perform behind that. I mean, in front of that, but that's going to be the background. And Kane told him, "Yo, take that graffiti shit out. I don't want to do that." Because he felt like it was like uh, holding him back and just putting him in a box of just that street stuff. And in Kane's mind, he was taking hip hop further, like in the mainstream and all of that. So he didn't want to be confined in just like saying the street art or whatever. Saying that street thing and the rhetoric of hip hop being from the streets and his no poverty and all that. So he wanted to go. That's it. But that was his decision. But he just said that. So that right there, that's an example of the separation. When it comes to that element of hip hop, uh, taking his back, taking a back burner on it, and letting the lyricism and the artistry of dancing and music and just flourishing and going, making its way to the next level. You know what I'm saying? In the musical genre race. You know what I'm saying? But it was a lot of things that all races and all shades of people got together and made hip hop, be as big as it is now. I mean, now we kind of reverse it. Now you already see what's going on. Like they said, you know, it's the only time that there's no top 40 hip hop song on the radio uh, and the billboards and all of that. So you see, it's regressing because now it kind of like hip hop already hit its peak, and now it's getting abused. Now it turned into like it's so big and became it's music. It's considered music. So the actual goal was reached. It's all across the world. It's not just in New York and the Bronx. It went from there to the state of New York to the East Coast, to the West Coast, to the whole America. Then it went to Latin America. Then it went to Japan, China. It's worldwide now. Became a whole different entity and positive entity because it spread like the gospel. You know what I'm saying? Became number one genre in music at one point. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it is what it is. That's the truth. That's the truth. So we got to be thankful for that. That's looking at the glass half full instead of what I'm saying just like I was telling you about. What I'm saying how most people look at when they try to divide the black and brown thing situation instead of saying it's what I'm saying we build it together. But yes, my black brothers and sisters, they were there and they inspired us brown because we were from New York. Most of them was Boricua, but well, really New Yorkers. I'm saying because New York and Puerto Ricans, it's a kind of a little line there that nobody talks about, and that's why the Puerto Rican, being involved in hip hop like that, is always it throws it back to the island, and that's not the argument. The argument is the New Yorker was one of the races and people that were in hip hop from the get. Saying alongside black brothers and sisters, putting on too and learning and taking that baton. One of the first to take that baton and enhancing it when they got it. So whether it was breakdancing or whether it was graffiti or when it was grabbing the mic or what I'm saying DJing. That's what I'm saying. If that's a fact, then I'm dividing everybody. I'm dividing anything. Y'all dividing it when y'all making it like, oh, I did this, but you want to take credit for something you didn't do. That's the problem. You know what I'm saying? And that makes the creator kind of mad. I would be mad too. Like I always made a reference to me, like the Joe situation, right? Like I wrote that song Senorita, right? The hook for Puff Daddy. Then I see him years later now with Jadakiss. Jadakiss wrote the verses. I see him telling Jadakiss that he wrote the hook. He's taking my credit for that song. And I never got credit for that song. It was just his and me saying it out loud because I know Puffy didn't give me the credit because my manager was Fat Joe. Never asked for it because he had plans always to act like he did it because it's been told. You go you Google that up and you're gonna see that fat dude saying that, yo, he wrote Senorita. When is a blain out lie? But that's like that's stealing, right? That's stealing. So I compare that to like hip hop. When somebody say that to, I would feel like, yo, he's a thief. So that's how people like I feel like, black folk will feel, say that if another person come in and say they had something to do with the creation of it. I'm talking about the creation. I'm not talking about the helping it move along and adding building blocks to further along the genre. I'm talking just the actual creation of it. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I feel. You know what I'm saying? I don't like thieves. I don't like liars, and that's just what it is. So that's my take on it. I feel I'm saddened for those that feel like, yeah, I feel like that's dividing the culture instead of just putting, what I'm saying, things where it's supposed to be, like the truth where it's supposed to be. And that's the chain of command how it should be, in my view, you know? And piss me off like Cubans in the island saying children Cubans ain't Cuban. Yeah. Uh yeah, I seen that around too. I seen that around. I seen people saying that actually about Puerto Ricans, like Puerto Ricans from the island don't consider uh, Puerto Ricans from like America to be real Puerto Ricans. Yeah, yeah. But that's always been like that from anywhere you at, anywhere. You know, sure, anywhere. But I think Boricuas get it the worst. Yeah, they get it the worst. But there's some Mexicans that feel like that too. Some Mexican Americans and real Mexicans. Like De La Hoya got that flag too. They didn't consider him a real Mexican because he was American. So it's always like that. It's always like that. Me, I'm Cuban. I'm born in Cuba, Puerta Cerrada, for real. I came in the boats in 1980. You know what I'm saying? So I'm proud of my journey. I'm proud of of my accomplishments when I came here, learned English, became one of the illest rappers ever. You know what I'm saying? Regardless, Cuban or whatever. That's how I see myself, and I got to prove that. But sure gonna prove it. But yeah, some people probably tell me I'm not real Cuban. Ah, you came too little. You came too little. You're already American. They probably do that because right now, if they knew my story, like most Cubans in Cuba knew my story, as far like how I came, I should have a whole island over there talking about Cuban Link, right? Cuban Link. But I did my thing also more in English. That's not their. That's not like the idioma. That's not in Spanish. You know what I'm saying? I could do it in Spanish too, which I will be doing it soon. But at the end of the day, it's like that's another catch 22 too. Where it's like, yo, regardless, I'm Cuban Link. I'm repping for my Cubans. I'm repping for my Latinos, and I'm repping for hip hop. My black folk, any hip hop level. Trying to make the hip hop genre like, push forward and take it to new heights. That's always been my drive. So I'm repping for everything. I'm repping from the streets, from the hood, for the poverty. I'm what I'm saying for the community. I'm repping for all those reasons. I can't limit myself just but I'm definitely repping for Cuba because my story started in Cuba, ended up here, and it's a story of accomplishment and success and freedom finding and going against all odds. Yeah, yeah, that's the story. But it started in a place where I didn't have the freedom to become that. So it's more powerful in my view. You know what I'm saying? But your country, you know what I'm saying? The country that you're from, when they don't accept you 100 and they be as proud as you as you are of yourself and them, you know what I'm saying, for creating you and you being from there, when they don't give you that love back, yeah, yeah, it feels definitely. And there's many reasons why though. Cuba, you know, is as of lately, maybe 20 years later after I was doing my thing really, that they got the internet and stuff like that, and they could find out things and you know what I'm saying, uh, and really know the story like that. And like I said, the different languages definitely separates things. You know what I'm saying? And it's not like I could go to Cuba and do my little marketing run and do my PR run in Cuba. You know what I'm saying? Let the island know that, yeah, you know what I'm saying. I'm from here, and Cuba's a place I could never go back again because or my status. You know what I'm saying? Until it's free, then it's different. But you know, but yeah, the real ones know though. The real ones know. Keep listening. Pun heavy high school. That's good, baby. Keep listening. I, listen, I know I gotta go out your way to go find Cuban Link, so it's easy to just forget them. And that's what the enemy and the haters are dependent on. You know what I'm saying? But if you ever want to find real lyrics, you ever want to find real hot music, you know what I'm saying, that a Spanish dude from Cuba did, you know what I'm saying, or just a hip hop uh artist, you know what I'm saying, that y'all might remember and be like, oh, what's Cuban doing that? Go check out my music. It's on here. It's on here. Y'all can